What's up to Lion Talk Live? So we love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew. This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
All right. That's Sheila Hamp. Woo. Hey, greetings and salutations, everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton. I want to thank you all for joining us here Friday morning edition, Lions Talk Live. And hey, what do you know? The next layer in the ascension up the scales, up the ladder, whatever metric you want to use to get to the start of the NFL regular season is quickly upon us. Yes, that's right. The NFL Hall of Fame game kicked off last night. You can have your thoughts about it. I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit in today's show and chat. But, hey, that means the Lions have less than a week to go until they take off and play against the New York Football Giants. See what they have to say, see what's going to happen, and that's going to lead to a whole lot of debates. Who makes the 53-man roster? Whose stocks rising? Whose stocks falling? All that stuff starts coming into play. But as you can tell from today's thumbnail for the video, ESPN yesterday had a little bit of a debate about our boys, the Detroit Lions. What are the chances the Detroit Lions actually get to the Super Bowl and win it? We're going to play a little bit of a clip for it. I got to try to not make sure it goes too long. Otherwise, you guys know I'll probably get the band hammer thrown down on me, and I got to either edit that out of the video or just delete the video altogether. So we will play a portion of it. But before we get into that, you guys all know we got a couple things to go through. If you haven't yet subscribed to Lions Talk Live, please consider doing so. We are like 4 subs away from hitting 7,100, and from there, the march is on for 7,200. So if you can be so kind, take a half second of time, hit that subscription button, hit the thumbs up button, the like button, whatever you want to say it is. We try to get every video to 200 to 300 thumbs up or likes, so if you can help with that would be great, or more. And then last but not least, hey, if you're looking to buy or sell property in the great state of Michigan or in the continental United States, give me a call or shoot me a text. Been in the business for over 30 years. I'm going to do whatever I can to save you some money, make the process easy, and hey, hopefully help you find the right house, the right price, or maybe it's vacant land, commercial property, whatever it is. All right, with all the formalities out of the way, let's go ahead and get to the first segment of the show. If you're new to the channel, before we get to the main topic, we'd like to go through a couple subtopics. So first will be 5 headlines now, and then we'll go into any sort of NFC North news or notes. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on over to 5 headlines now. All right, 5 headlines now. Some little bit tidbits here and there. Takeaways from the Chicago Bears. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong one. My bad. We'll get to that one shortly. 5 headlines now. All right. Lions looking to get running game with Gibbs. Montgomery going in training camp. This is an AP story by Paul Pashy. So we've all talked about when Gibbs was drafted that he was going to be not really a running back, not a receiver. He was just going to be an offensive weapon. That's starting to happen more and more out of reports from training camp. The Lions are lining him up all over the field. Slot receiver, X receiver, Z out of the backfield, whatever it is. They even reportedly had a couple situations where they had split backfields, both guys out there, and they would motion one of them out or release them in a wheel route out of the backfield. So I do think there's a lot to be said about both guys' possibilities, both guys being utilized as more than just a quote-unquote running back. I say that's a brilliant move by Ben Johnson, because when you become harder to predict, you put a lot of stress on a defense. When people don't know what you're doing all the time, you put a lot of stress on the defense. So I think that's something we're going to all want to be paying attention to. Now, if you add that in with the probably additional long game that we're going to have out of the offense this year, that's where I think this offense, even though it's been really good the last few years, I think it can make a massive jump forward. If you use Khalif Raymond, let's say Donovan Peoples-Jones, Jamison Williams to really take the top off of defense, to force them to have to extend and defend the long ball. Now you're talking about guys coming out of the backfield, especially someone as explosive as Gibbs, on top of having to defend the middle of the field and the sidelines with a Laporta, with St. Brown or whoever else you're going to throw out there. There's just only so much you can do to stop today's NFL offenses. And again, you add that next layer to it with the having to defend the flats and over the top or deep down the field. Yeah, I think this offense can put up a whole lot of points. All right, Detroit Lions preseason TV broadcast team adds Golden Tate as analyst. This is from the Detroit Lions themselves at DetroitLions.com. Most of us probably remember Tate. I mean, he was the Lion not that long ago, and I think it'd be safe to say he was pretty beloved by all the fans, or at least the vast majority of fans. I guess I should never say all of something. So I think having him on there, having him as an analyst, starting to reemerge with the franchise, I think that's good stuff there. So let's see what you guys think, but I'm happy to have Golden Tate out there. All right, sky's the limit, end quote. New Detroit Lions guard feels the high expectations on the offensive line. This is from MLive.com. We talked about, if you saw the second video yesterday, Kevin Zettler, the new guard for us who came in from Baltimore, he goes on to talks in depth in this story about the Detroit Lions offensive line, just how strong it is as a unit. Everybody gets, hey, Taylor Decker's, pretty good left tackle. We all get Penei Sewell is a generational talent, and I don't care where you want to put him on the offensive line. You've even heard MC/DC Ben Johnson say this guy could legitimately, if he wanted to focus on it, he could play tight end and at probably a Hall of Fame level. And think about him as the tight end running downfield, blocking or whatever, or releasing and putting some pressure on linebackers to actually tackle him or secondary personnel. So the offensive line is as deep as it's probably been in years, and the core 5 players on the starting unit sounds like it's pretty legit. So Zettler talks about this. You want something to read over the weekend? Maybe check this one out. All right, Detroit Lions lose defensive end John Kaminsky, offensive lineman Netane Mutai for long time due to injuries. So we already knew about Kaminsky, but Mutai's shoulder, it sounds like it's going to keep him out the vast majority of the season. This is from USA Today. So if you want updates on it, go ahead and read it. Otherwise, I'm sure like everybody else, you're just going to learn about it whenever they take him off IR, etc. All right, so Detroit Lions, Darius Fountain contending for wide receiver snaps after near retirement. This is from the Detroit Free Press. So Fountain was one of the guys that has been sneakily working his way up the chatter through coaches, through the media, whoever you want to say, fans as well. Fountain's put in some work, and he's got the size, he's got some speed. It just came down to really fundamental teachings of him getting in and out of routes better, foot placement, elbow usage, all that stuff. And now that he seems to have arrived at that, will he make the 53-man roster? Man, I don't know. But I think he's in real conversation with it, along with undrafted free agent Williams from Illinois. I think these guys are putting together in pretty impressive camps. So I'll Scooby-Doo this and say this to you. If they don't make the Lions 53-man roster, they're going to be on somebody's 53-man roster. And that'll be one of the hardest things for the coaching staff when they're analyzing and making those final cuts in about 3 weeks when we get down to, the 27th of August that they have to make the 53-man roster cuts, etc. But anyway, Fountain, I think a lot of his career is going to come down to what he does this preseason. And again, the Lions coaching staff is going to have to make a choice. Do we rather have this guy on our team, or would we rather play against him? At the end of the day, not everybody's going to make it on the Detroit Lions 53-man roster. Not everybody's going to be happy at the end of the day because they're either going to be here or somewhere else. And I think the Lions, for the first time in decades, are facing some critical choices on who to keep and who to let go. And you're going to see some really, really good players let go from the Detroit Lions. So, all right, enough of the jibber jabber on that. Let's go ahead and get over to the next segment, and that will be the NFC North news and notes. And hey, we had a game last night, so maybe we have a few. All right, NFC news and notes. So let's see, takeaways from the Chicago Bears in the weather-shortened Hall of Fame game. So what did you guys think of the game last night? I think a lot of us, a lot of people across the country, let's face it, or wherever you may be, maybe outside the country, just a lot of people on planet Earth were looking forward to last night's game just because the NFL is back. You want to see, teams playing in earnest. The next step we talked about at the start of the show until things got going. But the other part is the kickoff rule. You've heard a lot of people in the last, few weeks, months or whatever, analyze the kickoff rule, what it's going to mean. Hey, people are going to be able to do this, that with it. You saw versions of it in the UFL. Last night was your first chance at an NFL level to watch it. And I'd say, from my personal opinion, my reviews were kind of meh on it. I understand the player safety aspect, and that should never be overlooked. I think there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for not just for the fans, but for the players and the coaches. The fact that both lines can't move until that ball hits the ground and or is caught, boy, I could see a whole lot of guys, especially this first season, jumping off sides or jumping early or whatever you want to say. And those flags, the refs are probably going to have to be a little helpful to the players with it, because I think you're going to be able to throw flags on almost every kickoff until the guys really get that stuff down. The kickoff returns, that's where I think it gets interesting. I get the NFL wants to get the kick return game back into things, but man, I guess I've got choices if I'm a coach. If it's me, I'm still probably just having the kicker blasted out of the back of the end zone, get the touchback. Yes, they get it to 35, or if you kick it inside the safety zone and it then rolls into the end zone, they get it at the 20. So I don't know. I don't think I want anybody risking a big return. So if it's me, I'm just blasting it into the end zone. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. All right. Why tough Alabama kicker Will Riker, I'm killing it, was the guy the Vikings simply couldn't pass up. And this in regards to their kicking competition. We talked about 3 days ago they got rid of their other kicker, and I was surprised by that this early in camp. But apparently they felt comfortable with him. You want a little bit of inside information about the enemy? Here you go. Read this story. Green Bay Packers, and this is not big news by any means, but hey, there was not a whole lot for the Green Bay Packers version of stuff, but introduce white helmets, uniforms, and social media has its opinions. Hey, doesn't it always have its opinions? The white uniforms seem to be all the rage in the NFL right now. As you know, a couple teams have gone for one of their jersey sets being all white. This is just the next in that trend. And hey, the Packers got it. All right, let's go ahead and now get on over to the main topic of the day. All right, main topic of the day, as you guys could tell from the thumbnail, hey, ESPN has some thoughts about the Detroit Lions. We're going to go ahead and watch that real quick, give you about a minute or two of it and see what you guys have to say. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on over to that, get that queued up and get it playing. And then we'll come back into the comment sections and see what you guys have to say about it. So here we go.
Painfully close to the Super Bowl last year when they were unable to hold a 17-point lead in the NFC Championship against the 49ers in San Francisco. They're bringing back largely the same group, including their coordinators. Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn and offensive coordinator Ben Johnson were both candidates for head coaching jobs elsewhere, but both of them stayed. And the Lions think that's a big advantage to them as they pursue their ultimate goal.
Trust is a big thing in this game, so it was a big, a great thing that Ben came back because he knows our offense very well, and he knows how to put us in positions to succeed and get us the ball and score points. So with that, this connection is pure. So.
Personnel-wise, things look mainly the same, but maybe Jamison Williams could be somebody that we can see a lot more.
Yeah, JMO, he's stepping up really big this year. He's a completely different player from last year. Like, it's crazy to see his development and growth. Like, yeah, man, I'm so proud of him. I'm so excited to watch him play.
I talked to Ben Johnson before Thursday morning's practice, and he said the biggest difference he notices is that there's more confidence and swagger around here than there's ever been before. Johnson told me there's a sense that we have a standard. It's a high standard, and if we don't hold ourselves to it, we're all going to be pissed off.
That just sounds like the Lions, doesn't it? All right, biggest moves they made this season. We talked about what the Bucs were doing. Well, the Lions, they extended their own players. They lock up Jared Goff. They lock up Amon-Ra St. Brown and Penei Sewell, all to long-term deals. They add DJ Reed.
All right, so what do you guys think about that? Now, again, there's a full segment on it. If you want to Google it and then pull it up on ESPN or pull it up on YouTube, there's about a 10-minute segment. No, I can't show it all, so apologies for that. You guys all know I would get lit up like a Christmas tree if I do that. So, all right, let's go ahead and get over to you guys. What do you got to say? Here's my thoughts about the Detroit Lions, and we'll go back over to the comment section after that. Detroit Lions, they've got everything in the world going their way. They've got 14 or whatever it is, all but 3 games inside domes. We all get it. This is a track team on both sides of the ball now. I think they've got, track potential on the offensive side and now the defensive side. We've done an ad nauseum amount of videos recently about the defensive line and just how big a strength that potentially could be this year. The secondary seems like it's ready to make a massive, and I mean massive, jump forward in its talents, abilities, and how it limits other teams. I think the aggression on the defensive side of the ball is going to be just great as well. We're coming after not only the other team's quarterback, the parents in the stands, and probably their aunts and uncles out in the parking lot, still tailgating. We're going to be that kind of intimidating of a defense. The offense, Jamison Williams, we already talked about it earlier in the show. He's ready to take the top off of every defense out there and put so much pressure on that defensive coordinator to have to defend absolutely 50 yards wide and 100 yards long, because he's that type of player. St. Brown, the offensive line, Goff, everybody on this team. This is Super Bowl quality NFL in Detroit for the first time in 30 years, and one could make an argument in 66 years. So let's see what you guys have to say. I've given you guys my thoughts on it. I think the Detroit Lions have absolutely everything going for them to make a run, to win the NFC North, to be the number 1 seed, to make a push in the playoffs, make all roads come through Detroit if you want to get to the Super Bowl. And I think we all get it after last year's run. If you want to win the Super Bowl, you want to come to Detroit, that's one of the toughest places to play in all the NFL. All right, over to the comment section we now go. Let's get the Duke crew involved and see what you guys have to say about all of these topics we've talked about so far today. If I can get to the top of the comments, because apparently there's more than 1 or 2. All right, JDC, morning all, back at you. Hopefully I'm going to go to one. Bo, good morning, Duke crew. So you're saying there's a chance. Yes, there is a chance. I see Super Bowl. Woo! And good morning to you too, Bo. Stephanie, good morning, boys. Exclamation point. Hope everyone has a great Friday and a great weekend all too. Have a great weekend. We are less than a week away from kicking off against the Giants. See, Brent, good morning, everyone. Lombardi or bust. Oh, yeah. And the good morning. Hopefully have an outstanding one. Clark, ESPN isn't what it used to be. Back in the day, they were a legit place to listen to. Now, I just feel like they make stuff to fill up the airtime. There's probably a lot of truth to that, Clark, to be fair and honest. But if you watch the full video, I think they do a pretty good job of breaking it down, analyzing stuff, and going through it. So, come to your own conclusions always, but maybe give it a shot and see what they say. Big Eddie, greetings and salutations. I think our season comes down to the play and health of the team as a whole. We have talent now everywhere. And that's where I think we could all agree, no matter where you're at with things with the Lions, that this team, it's going to be hard to find a team with more overall talent than Detroit this year. And it's the offensive line, it's the defensive line, it's the secondary. I think playing Branch at safety really helps that position group become a strength as well. And it also shows a big sign of confidence this coaching staff has in the rest of the corners on the team, because to move Branch, you had to feel pretty comfortable with everybody else. All right, see, JDC, Stormbringer by Deep Purple, 100%. We'll go with that. France, good evening, Dew Crew. I watched the highlights of last night's game. I don't know what to make of the new kickoff rules. There's going to be a whole lot of people adjusting this thing. And the reasons behind it, I get it. You want the kickoff to kind of return, because the last several years, just about every NFL team just said, hey, blast it out of the back of the end zone. The kickoffs themselves had really been mitigated to very far and few between. With that also being said, the NFL wants a little bit more opportunity to protect players as best as possible. So there's a him and haw of it all. I'm not going to say it's right. I'm not going to say it's wrong. I'm going to say, hey, I'm going to be watching it for a while before I probably have any real solid opinion on it. See, AJ, good morning, Dew Crew. Back at you. Moonscar, good morning. Good morning, crew. I'm messing this up. Good morning, crew of the not one, but do. All right. Now I get what you're doing there. Sorry about that, man. It's still early in the morning, still waking up. See, Robert, greetings and salutations from hot and humid Florida. Well, hopefully you're enjoying it there. Let me tell you, I don't know if we got in Michigan today, I don't know if we have Florida humidity, but we got some humidity without question. Mike the Marine, Gunny, howdy, Dan, and the Duke crew. Happy Friday. Woo! And you know what? The first woo of the show, I can't believe it took that long. But hey, first woo of the show, I tell you what we'll do for you. We'll give you a Sheila Ford Hamp woo. Yeah, that took a little work to make that, find that stuff in video and stuff. But hey, I'm glad I did, because once I found it, I was like, hey, this woo's for you. All right, JDC, I'm jumpier than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. There you go, exclamation point. Let the NFL War Games begin, 100%. And then, man, that is a reference with the cat and the chairs. Jesse, greetings and salutations, y'all. Our season couldn't be set up much better. Anyone see the Rams have 3 of their starting offensive line guys injured? ATM. You know, Hutch Jr. sent that over to me yesterday, and don't ask me for all the names on the Rams offensive line. I don't know them, but yes, we all know Jonah Jackson is out. They're saying 6 weeks now, and if he's out 6 weeks, he's not playing against the Lions week 1. We'll see if it ends up being 6 weeks or if he's back against us. I would say if he does return against us, he's probably not had a lot of repetitions in camp. Probably his conditioning isn't going to be the greatest. So I guess I don't know how I feel about that if that's the case. But it does sound like just that both of their offensive tackles have been injured. One of them, from what Hutch Jr. was informing me yesterday, was limping off the field. So there's almost a month left until we play the Rams. Could some of them heal up? Yes. But it's definitely something to watch as we start going through the preseason and get ready for the regular season. If their offensive line is as beat up as it is currently as of today, yeah, they're in a real bad spot coming into Detroit. See, Moonscar, France, and me neither. The kickoff team looked like they were not sure what to do. Yeah, I'm sure there's a ton of that going on right now. Who to block, how they should run. Then it looked like the returner just crashed into a wave. Yeah. And I think you're spot on with that, Moonscar. Anytime I watched the highlights or watched it live when we were eating dinner and stuff last night, it did seem like the returners kept running in the backs of their own linemen or people out there blocking for them. So a lot of that's going to get cleaned up. We'll probably want to watch the progression from all the teams or preseason games leading up into the regular season games. But I think this season, there's going to be so much experimenting with it. Somebody's going to try to find an advantage over the other team. Someone will find an advantage, and then you'll see everybody copy it. Say, Darcy, good morning. I don't think I can recall a preseason with more hype and chance about guys trying to do whatever they can to make the 53-man roster. There's just so much depth. I think you couldn't be any more right when in regards to the Detroit Lions. And I get it, I've already talked about it, so I won't do a deep dive on this, Darcy. But yes, the Lions have got a ton of talent, and they got to be the envy of just about every other NFL team at this point. See, Jerome, good morning, Coach. Got a big disagreement, all right? Work need your help, in your opinion, as an NFL coach or player. Is it better to win a Super Bowl or be inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame? For me, I'd rather win the Super Bowl. There are going to be some people say, nah, they'd rather be in the Hall of Fame. So I'll just say this, Jerome, it comes down to the individual. Some people, that ring for the Super Bowl championship, that's going to be the end-all, be-all for them. Other people, making it in the Hall of Fame. I will say this, if you're in the Hall of Fame, you're immortalized forever in Canton. Your bust is never leaving there. You're going to be one of the rarest people on earth, percentage-wise, because you make it into the Hall of Fame or something. But to other people, they'd rather win the championship. So I guess it's kind of a cop-out answer, but to me, there's no right or wrong answer. It just comes down to what's right for you. See, France, Moonscar Blade, I'm thinking it's going to be a while for everyone to adjust to the kickoff rules. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. Brent, Stafford is going to get multiple views of the ceiling at Ford Field. Our defensive line rotation will be fire. I would agree on that, Brent. I know I talked about it, a day or two ago with Stafford. The Rams need to be careful here. If they don't really think they're going to be moving on from him in a year or two, or after this year, then yeah, they need to do everything they can to protect him. If that offensive line is not doing well, from a physical health standpoint, that's really going to limit what they can kind of call against not just us, but anybody in the foreseeable future. Because if he drops back to pass and that blocking isn't there, we all get Stafford is a great guy, great human being and everything, a warrior, but he's also got a lot of injury history. and you don't want somebody at whatever age he is now, 36 or 7, getting too many hits, especially early in the season. See, Bo, Jamon Gibbs could be used on kickoff returns. That's an interesting possibility. Yeah, I think, man, you get somebody with some real skills back there from a speed, agility standpoint. You get past that initial line, there is not a whole lot to catch up to you between the initial line of blocking. That's only a couple yards away from the kick return guys. And, yeah, you get through that, man, it's daylight to the end zone. So, it's going to be interesting to see what teams do, who they use on kickoff returns too. Do they put star players out there? Man, Bo, you might be onto something. Trey, what's good, all? Question mark. Coach, did you see yesterday the Rams lost another tackle due to injury? Question mark. Your prediction of this being Stanford's season might become, last season. I see where you're going with that. Might become truer sooner than you thought. Yeah, if they don't protect him well, man, yeah, he could get lit up pretty bad. Unless they're just going to run all short intermediate routes, which, again, if you come that predictable, man, you're really helping the defense out. Hey, Jerome, what do you got? Hey, Coach, which coach in the NFL is the same as your coaching style? Boy. I guess for offense, I don't know. Ben Johnson runs a lot of the type of stuff I would run. I would say probably him, McVay, do some similar things. I really like to stretch fields and make sure that, hey, you've got to guard every aspect of the field. From a defensive standpoint, last year when AG started using more of the multiple blitz situations, putting all the cornerbacks on the island, that's pretty similar to what I like to do. I'm a blitzing coach, and I don't care if you're talking football, basketball, or whatever. I'm going to put a whole lot of pressure on that other team. You have to make adjustments to us. We are not going to adjust to you. All right, let's see. Moonscar, absolutely. I'm definitely thinking my main special teamers need some pre-seasoning. Hey, I like what you did there. And yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with Detroit. And I sort of like you mentioned earlier Bo mentioned earlier with Gibbs or Jameson out there. I could see Khalif Raymond or a gaggle of people out there. That's right, I said gaggle of people out there with some speed, some agility. Because, again, they get past that initial wave of all the bodies. There's just nobody left to catch you. So we'll see what shakes out. Robert, expectations could not be higher for the Lions this year. Without the aid of the blue Kool-Aid, we have massive hope. I think so. I think there's massive hope throughout all the Detroit Lions and their fan base. Let's see, Mike the Marine, I have to watch the UFL highlights for new kickoff examples. If Coach Flip can unlock the mystery, we could be good. Woo! Woo! And 100%, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Flip, MCDC, and all the coaches across the league come up with. Somebody's going to crack the code on how to use it as an advantage. Everybody will mimic it real quick, and then somebody also crack the code on how to limit it. So it's going to be a season of a lot of ups and downs with the kickoff game. See, Patrick, according to the guest on the Rich Eisen show, of all the teams that are not going to take the next step and win at least one more game in the playoffs will be the Lions. I think, I think I know what you're talking about. It was on yesterday. And, yeah, he does mention that he thinks the Lions are going to get to the Super Bowl. I should have queued up that clip too. But, hey, in the morning, you don't always remember everything. But thanks for pointing that out, Patrick. All right, Jerome. Hey, Coach, if one of your players lacks confidence, how would you help them? Put them in situations where you have reasonable belief they can, find success. And then from there, slowly build upon that. Put them in more difficult situations slowly where they get more and more success. That's the best you can do is just try to produce success for them out on the field. Ultimately, though, success, in my opinion, or confidence, in my opinion, comes from within. You got to believe you can run through that wall, get that goal done. But confidence, you do what you can to help build it. Everybody responds differently to the heat of the moment, though. See, Mike the Marine, I'll throw him in the Lions' den. There you go. You will either make it or you won't, and hopefully you get a little confidence there. Bo, hey, JDC. I had to give the Stormbringer a listen. It's been 40 years since I heard it last. Coming your way. There you go, Bo. Patrick, Jerome Lewis, kick him in the butt. Just kidding. Sam Laporta said that Coach Dan got him on last year's training camp. He said that Coach DC yelled at him, Laporta, you're the best. You're better than that. Yeah, and that's the tricky part with coaching is what you do to one player doesn't always work for the next player. you got to kind of find a rhyme or rhythm the longer you coach, and getting good at predicting how to motivate different types of personalities. It's just part of it in the world we live in, where the kids, they respond differently than, say, kids in the 1950s. Just like kids in the 1950s respond different than kids in the 1980s. The longer you coach, you have to figure out how to adjust to different generations, because there's no right or wrong. There's no, hey, everybody should do it this way. You got to find what works and, hey, help them find success. JDC, Bo, thumbs up. Agreed. Phil, greetings, salutations. Back at you, Philly. Kurt Steele, the infamous one. What up, Duke Crew? What up, Kurt? Phil, Kurt, exclamation point. Phil, Bo, we're in like Flynn now, exclamation point. What's up, Mr. Steele? Woo! 100% with that. Joseph, good morning, Coach Dan and the Duke Crew. 6 more days until our first preseason game. Woo! Go Lions. Absolutely cannot wait to see how much our defense is going to change our game. And I wonder, Joseph, how much the Lions are going to reveal in the preseason games. Will they show all the stuff that they're going to use in the regular season? My guess is no, but we should start getting some ideas on, some of the talent, some of the depth, and a few of the layers that we're going to see in the regular season with the defense, that is. Let's see, Matthew Green, salutations. Good morning, everyone. Superdome, Super Bowl. Woo, woo, woo. And just for you, a little... Just for you, my friend. I'd say, Brent, yo, the Man of Steel. The Man of Steel is in the house. Hookadoo, good morning, Coach and the Duke Crew. Woo! 100%. And good morning, Hooks. JDC, Bo Booth, we're that old. It happens, man. I feel you. Phil, tried to keep the comments short. Dan does read well. There we go. I does read well. Let's see, Bo, just mature. Just JDC. Let's see, Moonscar, Flint, and Steel equals fire. There we go. Phil doesn't. Hey, well, there we go. Kurt, who watched the game last night? I'm guessing just about everybody. My guess is the vast majority of people in here did. See, Moonskar, thanks, guys. Needed something to listen to while we wait. The storm is bringing it. Well, there you go. Bo, Coach reads fine, better than most. Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. Just sometimes in the morning, I'm not going to lie. Like today, I woke up a little bit late. So I was really in scramble mode, finding, 5 headlines now, news and notes on the NFC North, and then finding main topic for the day. So I had to compress all that down to about 40 minutes and try to get a little bit of water in me, something to eat. Yeah, I was on speed patrol. There you go. Let's see. Lions fan number 1. I watched the game last night. I don't know about those Bears. Hey, both teams, I'll say, I'm not going to make anything about one team or the other. It'll be no different with the Lions. I'm not going to crown them Super Bowl winners, nor am I going to say they're going to go winless based on especially the first preseason game, because they're working on so many things. They're not showing you so much as well. I'll summarize preseason games with this. The year the Lions went 4-0 in the preseason, they went 0-16 in the regular season. So that kind of always stuck with me, how important the preseason really is or is not. All right, Moonscar, I watched the first half. Yeah, I think probably a lot of people watched bits and pieces of it. See, the non-laughers, good morning all. Good morning to you too. Joseph C., going for a job interview this morning, so I will catch up on this later. Y'all have a great day. One Pride. Good luck on the interview, my friend. And yeah, knock the ball out of the park. See, Phil, greetings to the guy in the cafeteria yesterday watching Lions Talk Live. There you go, Phil. Yeah, Phil messaged me about this on Facebook yesterday. I thought it was pretty awesome. He even told the guy who he was, the generator of the Duke Crew guitar. I'd say, Kurt, Moonscar Blade, same here. Then I switch to the CFL game. I've always liked the CFL games just because they are so fast-paced compared to the NFL. The offenses are wide open and such. I do think over the decades, you've seen the NFL borrow some of those concepts and bring them into the NFL game, just like the USFL had some aspects the NFL borrowed from, and you're seeing that with the UFL as well. Steve, greetings, salutations, Coach Dan of the Duke Crew. I haven't been able to join the comments, but watch you faithfully every day, and I love what you've done with the channel's introductions. Hey, I enjoy coming up with some more stuff. I'm going to try to work on a few things, Steve, for this weekend. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but I'm trying to make sure the channel stays fresh. Try to make you guys laugh, get your day started off right, or whenever you watch it. Maybe some people watch it later in the day, but basically Lions news and information, but, have some good stuff in it too. Fun stuff. Moonscar, Lions fan number one, the most scrubs won't be in an actual NFL roster. Maybe 10 will be. Yeah, and there will be a lot of guys on different teams that won't be in the NFL very long, unfortunately for them. See, Kurt, Joseph C., good luck, 100%. Dave, again, I wouldn't want to be the person having to choose the 37 people to let go. No, that will be MCDC along with Brand Holmes, and the subordinate coaches will have says in it well. End of the day, though, it's going to be a Holmes and a MCDC decision. And as far as some of the stuff on the team, I think the wide receiver room is going to be a lot deeper and a lot better than most of us probably really anticipate. And some of the guys let go, man, they're not going to be unemployed very long. Same is going to be true with the defensive line, and I really think with the secondary. In this league, this day and age, there are not many shutdown corners. And I'm not saying the Lions have one shutdown corner or multiple ones, but I think the Lions have a lot of real good corners this year. And every team in this league is starving for good corners. So the guys that don't play here will be playing somewhere else, in my opinion, shortly. JDC Magic 8 Ball says, age of treachery wins out against youth and exuberance all the time. I'll go with that. I'm hoping you're right. Brent DeWitt, if I don't hate the Bears so much, I'd feel sorry for what Caleb is about to endure. There's so much speculation about how this kid's going to do. He's going to be the greatest of all time. He's going to be a poot, and he's going to be out of the league in 3 weeks. Probably somewhere in the middle is the truth, but I do think he's going to go through some learning opportunities this year, and I know I use that phrase all the time, but that's just coach speak, I guess you could say. All right, Brandon, good morning, Duke Crew. Let's go. I'll be at the preseason game against the New York Giants. Woo! Well, go enjoy it, man. That's got to be some fun. So have a good time over there, Brandon. Let's see. Phil, where's Broski Bear? How did the Bears do last night? I was expecting to see Broski in the chat today. Maybe he is. Maybe I just haven't got down to him yet. Kurt, Texans second unit look good. Yeah, they seem to have some depth and some abilities. Voltron, good morning all. One Pride, 100%. See, Steve Rogers, good morning, everyone. The captain is reporting. Well, good to see you, Cap. Sosmo, woo, 100%, and good morning. Let's see, Kurt, the Lions secondary is starting to gel. It does sound like in camp, you're hearing a lot of people talk about the Lions secondary making more plays. So these guys, hey, for not having played together very long, maybe not even sure who's going to be in the same unit with some of these guys because the starters or whatever, the key backups, who's going to be number whatever on the depth chart, haven't really been developed yet. I think they're going to take a little bit of time. But, Kurt, I think you're spot on. I think this group is going to be pretty dang impactful. I'd say, Bo, Dan, the international trader, there we go. Hey, if you're going to be a day trader, you got to be able to work everywhere you can. Let's see, Kurt Steele, Lions need to head to Florida for joint practices next week. Yeah, they'll be getting on the plane and heading on out. And I like it when they do the joint practices. I get some teams have turned us down in the past. Every coach is different, I'm sure, when it comes to this stuff. To me, you've already gone through 2 weeks of beating on yourselves. Let's now beat on somebody else. And I'm all for it, man. You get to see some different stuff as well. Jameer, what do you got? Hi to you too. I'm assuming it's hi, but I could be wrong. Let's see, JDC, good morning. This morning, Cap. Salute to you 100% and to all that serve. Or Stephanie or anybody else. I know we have a couple people in law enforcement that watch the show, so thank you as well for all you do for us. See, or anybody who's a paramedic, first responder, etc. Let's see, Matthew, good luck. Joseph C, yeah, good luck. Let us know how you did on the interview. Jason, Superdome or bust, I'll go with that 1,000%. And hey, the countdown is on into the unveiling of the Tree of Destiny. Let's see, JDC, tick, tick, yes, tick, tick on the Destiny tree. Let's see, Kurt, technically only 4 days of training camp. There we go. I'll go with that. Sharon Green, salutations, Coach Dan. Football is back 100%. It is back now. We can all say it's official. And you know what? Tick, tick, tick into the Lions take the field. Kurt, not the AI, Sheila. Yes, yeah, the part of it. Yeah, so I know a bunch of you guys have asked me about it. Skipper talking, Iffy talking, that's all legitimately them. Same with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Calvin Johnson. Who else is in there? Aiden Hutchinson. That's all real people. Trader Sean, that's a real person. The Sheila Hamp, when she goes, woo, or woo, that's legitimately Sheila Hamp. The part where she's saying the stuff about Lions Talk Live and wake you up to watch it every morning, that is just bits and pieces of when she said those words in different places and pasting them all together. So Took a little bit of work, but got it done. Hey, speaking of the man, we were all wondering about you. Broski Bear, hi, Phil. I just checked the box score. I have a rule. I never watched preseason. I think it's the biggest waste of time. Laughing out loud. Looks like ripping the number 2 quarterback instead of Badgett, though. Hey, with preseason, you're right, Broski. So much can change. And again, who you're facing, which lineups. Rippin, I did see him do fairly well. But is he going to be the number 2 quarterback? All will be revealed in time. Derek, them woos need work. I'll go with that. And I'm waking up, so that probably helps the woos a little bit. Rocky M, good morning. All got a day away from the football field this morning and listening live today. Got the coaches and players listening in too. Woo! Go Lions. Well, Rocky, enjoy it, and have a good time out there, Coach Rock. See, Bo, Sheila, or Skip, whose woo is woo? Man, they both got some good woos, and I should probably clip Skipper's woo and have it as a pop-up in the videos from time to time, too. Because, hey, to me, I always laugh when I hear Skip's woo. Sheila's is a little different, but they'd both be nice to be able to use in the show. And Kurt, I want to see the new kickoff rules. Yeah, I wanted to see it. You wanted to see it. Everybody's got questions now about it. See, Kurt, Bull Booth, Sheila, Faux Show, 100%. Detroit D, greetings, salutations to everyone. Back at you, D. Hopefully, it's an outstanding day for you. Moonscar, agreed. Broski agreed, 100%. I outgrew the preseason fun a long time ago. Just doesn't mean anything other than real season is right around the corner. Yeah, and that's about it. I'm probably going to watch the preseason games this year just because from a coaching standpoint, I want to see how Hendon Hooker and some of the younger players do as far as developing from week 1 to 2. That also being said, I'm probably watching the first quarter, maybe the first half if I'm, really don't have anything else going on before I turn it off, because of the second half, those are realistically going to be guys not on too many or not on the Lions roster very long. Bo, Faux Show, 100%. Rocky M or Coach Rock, how about that? The Lions get some tension out next week, banging on the other team for a week. Hate to be them. Yeah, you get to beat on somebody who's not a friend of yours or shares the locker room with you. So yeah, I personally like that kind of stuff versus just, hey, players going after each other on the same team. Broski, Moonscar Blade, all I hope is for no injuries. Agreed on that one, Broski. No sense watching a game based on that. And you all can already see the amount of injuries that are popping up across the NFL. Even if it's just mitigated practices, the hits are real. And what these guys go through, I know a lot of us, or some people I should say out there, I'm always a fan of what an NFL player or professional athlete gets paid, but the amount of punishment these guys put on those bodies and the fact that we can all say, hey, this guy got paid $1 million this week. Well, keep in mind, out of that million, they're only walking out with 50%, 60% of it. Everything else goes to taxes or your agent or other people as well. So I just want to see people stay healthy during the preseason. All right, Derek, the new kickoff rule is going to be a fuster. Yes, it's going to be a learning opportunity for everybody in the NFL. I agree with you on that, Derek. See, Motown, greetings, salutations, Coach the Duke Crew, Lions rule, Bears drool, specifically Broski, as he looks at the Lions roster in awe. Hey, there are a lot of teams in this league that are looking at that Lions roster and saying, how do we get like that? Let that sink in. How much has this franchise changed? It's changed to the point where now you're the envy of 99% of the rest of the NFL from a roster standpoint. See, Broski, there's a lot of training camp preseason all-stars who don't do jack in the regular season just to get me to the real games. Yeah, we'll get there as fast as I can, but the coaches love these just for an opportunity to tinker with things, learn things, train some guys, develop players and the coaches as well. See, Brent, kickoffs looked weird. Yeah, it's a whole new world, my friend. See, Don, people who say they don't watch the preseason aren't telling the truth. Exclamation point. Do they watch the whole game? Probably not, but at least some of the 90%, yes. And I know I'm going to watch the first quarter. Like I said, maybe the first half, go from there. Kurt, Donovan Peoples-Jones had a good day yesterday. Rakestraw got some run with the ones. Yeah, and I did see that with Rakes. He's pretty dang athletic. He's pretty dang sticky. And he's got that mentality that this entire team seems to be wired with. I like the kid. I think he's going to be probably a sneaky surprise and probably doesn't get talked about enough, Kurt. What do you think on that? See, Broski, Motown Mitch, I really don't. Lions have some solid players, but Bears are much deeper at most positions and have just as much, if not more, star power. Bears' big question mark is the interior offensive line. I would agree with that on your offensive line. To be fair, broski, I don't know your tackles enough to rate them. I think the other big question is how quickly Caleb Williams develops to the NFL game. If you can keep him standing up, not let him get him flustered too much, I think you guys got some decent chances this year. See, Kurt, GT back in the building, 100% with that. And Silver Surfer, good morning, Coach, and everyone else. Back at you, Surfer. Hopefully you have an outstanding day and weekend, my friend. See, Mike D, Bears' big question mark is why the Bears fans excited for another last place finish. Ooh, Mike D is here to inform. Bo Golden Tate, miss watching him. Yeah, he was a great player. I enjoyed him with the Lions. See, Silver Surfer preseason games are my favorite. Well, all right, you go with what you like, my friend. Motown Mitch, come on, broski. Denial is so unbecoming of you. Forget QB and running back. Got a couple wide receivers so overhyped. Linebackers, a defensive line that crumbles, and a torch secondary not named Johnson. Johnson is pretty good. I do like him. Let's see. Brent Zettler said that he was surprised by Aleem's power. That's a great. That's great to hear coming from a Pro Bowl guard. Oh yeah, yeah, I agree. Zettler's had some pretty good, strong comments about the defense and the offensive line now. So he could be doing fan service, or he could be legit. We're gonna have to wait and see. Silver, glad to see all those players I follow. Oh, there you go. Bo Aleem has been the strongest player in the team since he got here. He is pretty powerful, and I think he's going to get paid after this year, or maybe even during this year. Moonscar found being in the NFL since 2016, has played like 3, maybe 4 games. If he now makes an impact at 29, to quote Broski, amazing. Hey, everybody comes on at their own pace, and some paces are different. Will he make it? All be revealed in about the next 3 weeks. Mile marker, Lions. All right, we'll go with that. See, Broski, Motown Mitch, yes, Bears have a rookie quarterback, and yes, their interior offensive line is a question. Bears are deeper at the other positions than the Lions, though. Ooh, that's an opinion. That's an opinion. Don, Bears deep where? O-line, atrocious D-line, 1-star player, linebacker T.J. Edwards, and overpaid Edmonds. Sanborn, undrafted free agent, had a okay year. After J.J., a bunch of maybes. Well, we'll maybe see how they do. See what I did there, Don? Brent Fountain to replace Green? I don't think that. It may be more depth piece. Either one will get snatched up off the practice squad. Yeah, I'm with you, Brent. I don't think there's any chance Green gets put on the practice squad just for that reason. Kurt, today's training camp is for Lions loyalty members. Yeah, so you got to be one of those to be out there. See, Detroit D, cannot wait to see our secondary play. Me either, man. I want to see the no-fly zone, the air traffic control group. Yeah, I want to see these guys out there running their jaws and playing at a high pace. See, Don, because we are not deeper than the Lions at no positions, none. Bears are not deeper. Correct. I'd say there's a good debate there. Broski, Motown Mitch, you're saying Lions have a better wide receiver room and linebacker room. You're smoking crack, son. Bears have 3 nice running backs. Lions have 2. At least be objective. We'll see how it goes. Moonscar Fountain 2018, not 16. Yeah, I knew we were going with that. Surfer, what do you got? Coach Campbell did not sound so enthusiastic about Houston and his lack of versatility. Hope they don't mess it up like they did last year. Keep James like a DH in baseball. Rush the quarterback. That is it. Yeah, no, I get this coaching regime wants guys to be incredibly diversified in what they can do, so that way they can have bigger impacts. I get that, but I'm also with you, Surfer. He's just so good at what he does well. And what he does is in high demand in the NFL. Motown Broski, you don't really believe the Bears are deeper at running back with injury-prone Swift? Come on, man. We'll see. All right, going to get some other people in the chat. Mike D laughing. Bo, a lot of flags coming for the kickoffs. Yeah, I think you're right on that. See, Don, Detroit deeper at every position than Bears. That's not even a debate, folks. Waste of time conversation. Rocky, new kickoff looks ridiculous, but have to wait and see how it pans out. Just kick it in the end zone Bates. And that's where I think they're going with it. Fields, what do you got? Always great content. And Brad, we trust. Yes, I'll go with that. And thanks for the kind words, Fields. Thank you very much. See, Motown, Broski, do you think your starting DT is better than our 3rd or 4th starting DT? Might be, maybe. Debates will rage. See, Chuck E. Cheese morning. All, woo! So happy NFL is back. Yes, and we are one day closer to that opening day game against the Rams. Phil, Lions started it. Lions started it. There we go. Kurt, The white unis for Green Bay are meh. Yeah, I was not a fan of them. I like the Minnesota ones, but I also don't want the Lions to have something like that. Big D, yo. Woo! We'll go with that. Don, Walker, and Booker. Keep Booker. Had one tackle last night against the reserves. Hey, you got to start with one. Let's see, JDC, my opinion, Buddy loving the Cheddars. We'll go with that. Kurt Steele, FTP. Not sure what that means, but I'll say yes. All right. Bo, all Green Bay uniforms are meh. Yeah, they've been the same for decades and decades. See, Demetrius, Kurt Steele, what's good for Flint Stone fam? There you go. Broski, let's see, Bears secondary is far superior to the Lions. I know you're all happy because you had your first playoff win / division title in 30 years, but you should stay logical and realistic. Well, we did. We had a pretty good season last year, and we'll see if we can continue that trend. Rocky, let's see, onside kick just about out of the game. Yeah, that's what I'm not happy with. How you have to declare it. You can't do it until the fourth quarter. All these rules and regulations. And I'm just not a fan of that, man. To me, it takes a lot of strategy out of the game. Don, Marcus Davenport is better than Walker and Booker combined. All right. Motown, that's a lot of production for a Bears. Come on, man. There you go. Kurt, Demetrius Stewart, what up, though, Flintstone? Let's see. Broski, Don Burr preseason is the biggest waste of time on earth. You should know that by now. Get real. Don, Bears secondary is Jalen Johnson and a bunch of hope they can live up to the hype guys. Demetrius, Don Burr, what up, though? Broski, stay real, doesn't lie or drink the Kool-Aid like the happy Lions Bears fans do. All right, Mike D, reading your comments are a bigger waste of time. It happens, man. It happens. Let's see, Don, Broski, you have Booker playing in preseason, tells us a lot. Brent, Lions white uniforms are sharp, and I'm glad we're back in black this year. Oh yeah. A lot of hype about the new uniforms. I just, to me, I get a lot of people getting into them. I don't. I just want to watch the games. Let's see, Motown, Broski, Bear have a better number one cornerback, but that's about it. Depth-wise, we both know Lions have a much deeper secondary. Don, Demetrius, thank God it's Friday. Motown, depth is depth, not death. No death to the depth. Chris Steele, 3 out of the 4 ESPN experts picked the Lions over the 49ers to reach the Super Bowl. They did do that. I wanted to be able to show more of the clip, but I also don't want to have to edit it out later if I get flagged by them for it, so I just left it alone. All right, Broski, Don Burr, Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, Tarius Stevenson, Jackwell Brisker, Kevin Byard, and the depth we have is way better than the Lions' slow secondary. I would disagree with that, Broski, but you're a fan of the bands. We're fans of the Lions, so we're all going to have different opinions on that. See, Brent, agree, Motown. We can weather an injury storm, but the Bears, not so much. All right, Don, let's see, Broski, if you got to tell yourself you keep it real, you probably don't. There you are. Right? Motown, Broski, that's a lot of burnt toast. Fair enough. Mike D, are you trying to speak it into existence? He might be, maybe. See, Demetrius, Don Burr, stats. We'll go with facts. Broski, Motown, Mitch, I'm not knocking the Lions, but saying the Bears are deeper. At running back, the Lions have 2 nice running backs, and the Bears have 3 nice running backs. Gibbs is the best of the bunch on both teams. I'll go with that. See, Silver Server preseason games are fundamental for reps and observations. Without the game itself is completely exchanged for revenues. No further comment. Yeah, I get the preseason games at the end of the day. It's just, money for the NFL. I think, in my opinion, what it ultimately comes down to. So do I think ultimately they're going to get rid of all the preseason games? I can see them getting it down to 1 and then adding another regular season game. Mike D, you're disrespecting logic. All right. Chuck E. Cheese, we are as good as any team. We have a real shot at the title, but some bounces and some luck is also needed. I agree with that, Chucky. I think you're spot on with that. As for every team, every team needs a few things to go their way for sure. See, Don Burr, Jalen Johnson, that's where it ends. Stevenson is a waste, and C, undisciplined kid Gordon isn't on a branch level. Byard, trash as Philly fans. All right, starting with that. All right, let's see if we can get a couple other people in here just because I feel like we're dominating here a little bit. Dylan, good morning, guys. 100%. Hopefully having a great one. And thank you for being a part of the show. Let's see. Gary, good morning. Oh, Grit for life. We have as good a chance as anyone in the league to make and win the Super Bowl. Let's flipping go. And they're turning this into flag football eventually. Laughing out loud. Hope not. Yeah, I get where you're going with that, man. I get what you're saying with that. Hey, haven't seen you in a minute, Fletch. Fletch lives daily. Good morning from Ultima, Florida. It's hot and sticky here, but that's how we like it. There you go. And good to see you, man. It's been a hot minute, indeed. See, Chuck E. Cheese, there is a lot of going on in the sports world. That's ESPN doesn't have a lot to report. Yeah, there's not a lot going on right now, so I get what you're saying, man. See, Dylan, it's crazy how the offseason flew by so fast. Can't wait. Go Lions. I agree. The season is quickly approaching. See, Adam, the Lions will lose because God is an absolute psychopath. Let's hope not, man. Let's hope God is on our side this time. Surfer cannot see Iffy on the beach. Yeah, there we go. On the bench. Yeah, on the bench. Sorry. Is he going to be there? I don't know. I think they're going to use a lot of 3 safety plays out there. Lineups, I should say. Not plays, but you get what I mean. Let's see, Detroit D. Did Williams play last night, and how did he look? He did not play last night. They kept him on the bench, so we'll have to wait another game for him to get out there for them. I'd say, Bo, we are going to see multiple formations in the secondary. It will be based on matchups. Yeah, I agree with that. Big time on that. Let's see, Mike D. Chai doesn't even have a team that could beat us out of spite like last year. I'll go, okay. All right, Mike D's laying down a little wisdom. See, Chuck E. Cheese Super Bowl is for sure, but that's 50-50 question. It is a 50-50 question. All right, see, Motown, rest not named Johnson. Yeah, the Johnson is pretty good. I get that. Brisker Houston had only 1 injury. That's not injury prone. Sorry. I would take a Davenport for 10 or 11 games versus anything you have on the opposite side of Sweat. It's garbage. On the other side. To be fair, Broski, Dom does have a point that before you guys got Sweat, the Bears pass rush was not that impressive. But once you got him, that took it to a whole different level. And I really do think Sweat helped your team, other guys, get better. So I think it was a great addition for your team. Troy D. Broski, Bear, let's see how Swift holds up, Mr. I'm always hurt. Yes, he was always hurt indeed. And so I think you're spot on with that, D. See, Derek, what do you got? Players are going to have multiple opportunities to engage with each other. The new kickoff rule, I don't see how that is going to reduce the injuries. Touchbacks produce 0 injuries. Yeah, and if I'm the coach, I'm just saying blast in the end zone. Let's not have any opportunity for them to return. All right, let's see a couple other new ones here. Trappin68, greetings, salutations. Do you coach high school or youth football? When I coached football, it was high school level. Youth, yeah, I never did. I just got into the high school level. But predominantly nowadays, I mostly coach basketball or scout basketball, either for the overseas markets, so the Chinese Basketball Association, the European Union, stuff like that. I do coach high school basketball when I'm not scouting, and that is here in Michigan as well. All right, let's see. Mike D. Broski, vomits are the most insane series of connected words. Also, Broski, don't talk crazy, all right? Keep it calm. All right, Stephanie, Stephen, how about those Lions? Woo! 100% with that. And yes, we all can't wait for that season to get here. I mean, soon enough, because I think we're all at the point we're hyped to see some of these guys. We're hyped to see what happens, but we want to see the real games. And you know what? It's 3 weeks away. Well, 4 weeks away, I guess. But either way, we're going to be able to watch them play the New York Football Giants next week and at least start seeing some of the younger guys, get an idea for some of them. See, Keith, Broski Bear, it's because Detroit fans can smell a championship. It's not bragging or anything, but the last time I saw the fans base like this was 2008 and 2009 for the Red Wings. Fan can tell. Yes, fans can tell when you're getting pretty good. And let's see, Detroit D may want to check your info on Swift Broski Bet. Yeah, he's going from team to team for a reason. Nobody's keeping him. So let that sink in as well. So, all right, Dylan. Hey, Coach, good morning. Should we be worried about Hooker's performance yesterday staying in the pocket for too long? I wouldn't be, not yet, at least with him. He's a rookie, at least in my opinion. He needs time to gel, develop. It's going to take some time to get him to where he's ultimately going to be. Keys, Broski Bear, where do you know you're on the coast of something, the coast of something special? You want to be a part of everything involved with it. So, yes, for Alliance and preseason is really huge for us right now. I agree. The preseason is going to be huge for this team, for some of these younger guys that we all want to see to get their first opportunities to really grow into something for the NFL. Broski, I admit the Bears have been a disgrace of an organization since Urlacher retired. It's been a minute. See, Ed, good morning, Coach and Duke Crew. Back at you, Ed. Hopefully having a great day, my friend. Don, Broski, not what separates us with the level of delusion you operate in. That's next level. All right. I'll go with that. See if we can get a few more new ones in here. DM5, Coach, how do we get into your investments? You don't. I'm just a day trader. I can teach day trading, but I cannot handle money for anybody else. It's just I didn't keep my licenses to be a financial advisor. I don't want to be a financial advisor. I don't mind teaching people how to do it, but I cannot give you a financial advice. That's something I cannot legally do. See, John, good morning. All same to you, John. Hopefully you have a great one. John, did anybody watch the game last night? It was okay. Yeah, I think a lot of people watched it just so they can get football back into their lives. See, Amy, good morning, Dan, the Duke crew, exclamation point. Please leave a thumbs up, everyone, for Dan, this awesome show, exclamation point. Everyone enjoyed the weekend. Yeah, enjoyed their weekend 100% with that. So, Kevin coming in from Warsaw, Poland. Woo! Go Lions. Well, come on in and be a part of the show. William, I'm really impressed. You got Kelvin St. Brown excited to do that. You are turning into a celebrity now. I don't know about that, but hey, I'll just say this: when you can help people out with different things, sometimes they reciprocate. So we'll go with that. So there are a lot of people to like to learn different skill sets. I'll go with that. Key, Broski Bear, Urlacher, should you be, you guys, good morning, honestly. Should be you guys, good morning, honestly. That would be the first time I honestly be scared of the Bears and what they can do before the season. It's been a minute since the Bears really stood out, but they might be trending the right direction. Kevin, Lions fan since 1960. Well, come on in. Eileen Rose, good morning, all back at you. Hopefully you're having a great one. See a couple more new ones here. John, I do not like the new kickoff rule anyway, not yet. Yeah, it's going to be tough for a lot of people to kind of get used to, I think. Kevin, Dozen Dovery, all right, we'll go with that. Trappin 68, forget the kickoffs. The hip drop tackle is going to be the biggest debate this season. Yeah, especially if it ends up deciding games or playing a big factor in games. So I think you're right with that, Trappin. I'd say Hookadoo, welcome in, Kevin, 100%. Bo, Dorbury Pan, all right. Must be something to that, I don't know. Broski, Golden Tate, Tots, all right. We'll go with that. Kevin, this is our year. I say that every year. This year, I mean it. I go with you on that. So, Walt, good morning, Coach and Duke crew. Woo! Good morning to you too, Walt. Hopefully having a great day, my friend. Walt, hit that like button for Dan and the Duke crew. Woo! Oh, good morning to you too, and thank you all for helping be a part of this show. Kevin, this team is the team. Yeah, we'll go with that. It is one of the best teams in the league, in my opinion. See, Tony, Bears shouldn't even be in a conversation with the Lions. We'll keep them out of it then. Kurt Steele, forget the Packers. Yes, forget the Packers indeed. Kevin, Detroit to become America's team. I think there's an argument to be made, Kevin. They are America's team. Motown, Broski, and I'll sit back and watch the Bears draft a new quarterback in 3 years. I don't take a great talent to hold up a clipboard, but I don't know if the Bears have a QB qualified enough to do that. Ooh, shots being fired in the chat. See, Chuck E. Cheese, if I like the new kickoff, just kicking it into the end zone was boring. Why even kick it? Might as well just start at the 25 instead of kicking it. And I think that's part of why they made the changes, Chucky, so I think you're spot on with it. Kevin, it will be a happy Thanksgiving finally. Let's hope so. Bo, happy trails to y'all, all done and dusted. See y'all tomorrow. See you then, Bo. Hookadoo, see you, Bo. See Patrick. Check you out tomorrow at Bo Booth. JDC, happy trails. Go Lions. Victory, 100%. Hookadoo, see y'all tomorrow, JDC. Matthew, can you do a backwards pass in the new kickoff? I assume so, but to be honest, Matthew, I don't know off the top of my noggin. See, Don, a Detroit-style pizza is better than Chicago-style pizza. We'll go with that. See, Chuck E. Cheese, if your Bears were deeper and better, y'all ain't no one else talking about it. We'll see. We'll see. JDC, big 10-4 Hookadoo, same at you. Adam, I just busted a yes for grandma. All right, good job. See, Adam, as long as Eric Hipple is coming off the bench. Yes, and Eric Hipple is not here now, so we'll move on from that. All right, guys, I'll let you go ahead and get over to other shows, other channels. Thank you for being part of the show. If there is some breaking news later today, I'll get it to you as quick as possible. If you would be so kind, if you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscription button or hit that thumbs up and like button. If you can do them both, that'd be great. Otherwise, take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you all in the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Happy trails.